5 seconds. That's about how long an awkward silence has to last before it starts to feel unbearable. You know the one. Someone just said something, you nodded, they nodded back, and now you're both just standing there. Nobody's talking. Everybody's aware of it, and somehow those 5 seconds feel like a full minute. Here's the part that might mess with your head a little. That silence isn't proof you're boring. It's proof your brain is working overtime, scanning 100 things you could say and rejecting every one before it reaches your mouth. Too random, too weird. Next. You don't actually have nothing to say. You've just trained yourself to reject everything you think of before you get the chance to say it. So here's how to never run out of things to say. 3 steps, a few backup lines for when your mind goes blank anyway, and a way to end any conversation so well people actually want to talk to you again. Step 1. Ask questions like you actually mean them. Someone tells you they went hiking last weekend. You have 2 options. Option 1, oh, nice, followed by silence so heavy you can hear your own heartbeat. Or option 2, where'd you go? Was it your first time out there? Do you usually go alone or with people? That second option isn't a trick. It's not a conversation hack. It's just curiosity, applied on purpose instead of by accident. Here's why this works. A conversation is basically a relay race. Someone hands you something and you either drop it or you run with it. Every time you ask a real follow-up question, you're not just avoiding silence. You're telling the other person, without saying it out loud, I actually want to know more about you. And people can feel the difference between a question that's just filling space and a question that's actually reaching for them. The trick is not overthinking which question to ask. Whatever comes to mind first, ask that one. Not the smarter version you construct 3 seconds later. Your first instinct is almost always more human than the polished one. Step 2. Actually listen, not the fake kind. People who always seem good at conversation aren't usually better talkers. They're better observers. They notice the little details most people miss, and those details naturally become the next question, the next joke, or the next story. That's why they almost never run out of things to say. Most of us do the opposite. While someone's speaking, we're busy rehearsing our own response. We're so focused on what we're going to say next that we miss the very thing that could have kept the conversation going. Active listening means you let go of your turn completely. You're not preparing anything, you're just taking it in. And the strange thing is, when you actually do this, the questions show up on their own. You don't have to manufacture curiosity. It just appears because you were paying attention to a real human being instead of your own internal script. There's a line that stuck with me for years. Most people don't listen to understand, they listen to reply. Don't be that person. The world already has plenty. Step 3. Find the thread you both can pull. Every conversation has a moment where it can either stay small talk forever or turn into something real. That moment usually shows up when you find something you both actually care about. Sometimes it's obvious. You're both into the same show, the same sport, the same weird niche hobby. Other times you have to dig a little, but it's always there, buried somewhere in the details if you keep asking and keep listening long enough to notice it. The second you find that thread, follow it. Don't change the subject back to something safer. Lean into the thing that made both your faces light up even slightly. That's the moment conversations stop feeling like effort and start feeling like flow. Even doing all 3 of these perfectly, there will still be moments your mind just goes blank. It happens to everyone, even people who talk for a living. So here are a few lines to keep in your back pocket for exactly that moment. The observation. Say something about the actual moment you're both in. This place has a weirdly specific soundtrack. I feel like I'm in someone's living room right now. It's low stakes, and it gives the other person an easy door to walk through. The playful assumption. Take a small guess about them and say it out loud. You seem like someone with strong opinions about coffee. People love correcting you or confirming you. Either way, they talk. The hypothetical. Pose a small what if. If you could redesign your job from scratch, what would you change first? It pulls people out of autopilot and into something they actually enjoy thinking about. The callback, return to something they said earlier. Wait, I keep thinking about what you said about your sister's business. How did that even start? This shows you were actually listening, and it reopens a door that already worked once. The genuine compliment followed by a question. You clearly love talking about this. What got you into it? People rarely get asked why they love something. It's an easy way to make someone feel seen. Keep 2 or 3 of these in your back pocket. They're not manipulation. They're just small bridges for the moments your brain needs one. There's one more thing almost nobody teaches you, and it might matter just as much as everything above it: how to actually leave a conversation without it turning weird. Because a good conversation can still end badly if you don't know how to close it. There's a simple little structure that works almost every time. Appreciation, reason, bridge. Appreciation. Acknowledge the conversation meant something. This was genuinely interesting. I had no idea you knew so much about this. Reason. Give a real reason for stepping away. I should go grab a drink before the line gets long. Bridge. Leave a door open. I'd love to hear how that turns out. Mind if I get your contact? That's it. No awkward trailing off, no just walking away mid-sentence. You leave, and they're left with a good taste in their mouth instead of confusion. One last thing, though, and it's honestly the part I care about most. Sometimes you'll do every single one of these things right. The questions, the listening, the common ground, and the conversation still won't go anywhere. And that's not a reflection on you. Some people just aren't in a talking mood that day. Some people aren't great conversationalists themselves. Some people plainly just aren't that interested in connecting with you right now. And that has nothing to do with your worth. You don't owe every conversation a rescue. You're allowed to stop watering a plant that was never going to grow. Smile, let it go, and move on to the next person. Not every interaction is meant to become a story, and that's okay too. Because the people who never seem to run out of things to say usually aren't carrying around a list of clever lines. They're carrying around genuine curiosity. They notice more, they ask more, they listen more, and because of that, conversations naturally have somewhere to go. So stop trying to impress people with the perfect thing to say. Start trying to understand them instead. Ironically, that's when you'll never seem to run out of things to say. What's one thing you're going to try in your very next conversation? Tell me in the comments. I genuinely want to know. I'm Sam, and I'll be reading every single one of your comments. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more videos that will help you become better every day.